Don't go around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hey guys, David Cordero from PassTheGuitar.live here for another song tutorial. And in this video, we're gonna be working on Bad Moon Rising, a classic by Creedence Clearwater Revival, aka CCR. Such a fun song, great for players of all levels because there's plenty for you to work on here. Especially perfect for beginners because all we need are 3 chords, 1 strumming pattern, and a couple chord progressions, and we're gonna be all set to play this fantastic song. And we do not need a capo to play, but I'm also gonna share with you a place where you can put the capo and the chords that you can use if you want to simplify this version even more. Well, that's all you need to know before we start this lesson, so if you are ready, you know the drill. Let's waste no more time and dive right in. Let's start by taking a look at the chords. Well, we're gonna need D major, G major. You can play it like this, you can also play with 3 fingers. And we also need A major. That's all, 3 chords, basic chords. And if you don't know these basic chords, check out this playlist where we cover all of them. But if you're working on the beginner chords and G major is still hard for you to play, don't worry, we'll use a capo and find a way to simplify it for you. So bring the capo to the 5th fret, and instead of playing D major, you will play A major. Instead of playing G major, you play D major. And instead of A major, you will play E major. That's it, 3 simple chords. Now if you are struggling with G major or you don't know how to play G major but you know E, A, and D, you can just bring your capo to the 5th fret and you're gonna be all set. So make sure, because for this lesson, I'm not gonna be using a capo. I'm gonna be covering with the chords that I first mentioned, D major, G major, and A major. But I showed you how to substitute. So if you don't remember how to substitute, come back to this section of the video and then listen to it again and make the substitution so you can follow along even if you're using the capo on the 5th fret. Now that we covered the chords, it's time for us to take a look at the strumming pattern. And this is what we're gonna be using. A 1-bar phrase, super simple. All we have are quarter notes, with the exception of on the 3rd beat we have 2 eighth notes. But if you don't want to play the 8th notes, you can play this entire song with just strumming 4 down and it's gonna sound great still. So if you're struggling with the up strums, just go with 4 strums down and you're gonna be all set. But if we're gonna learn this strumming pattern here, we also need to cover the fact that the rhythm of the song is a shuffle. So the 8th notes, we're gonna have to read them with a swing feel. Meaning what? They're not subdivided evenly, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're gonna subdivide them with a swing feel to them, like a shuffle. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. So I'm gonna play the strumming pattern here with muted strings so you can get used to the sound and the way that I'm counting. So if you feel ready, play along with me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Nice, that's it. Let's plug in a chord. I'm gonna use D major. So if you're using a capo, make sure you play with A major if you have the capo on the 5th fret. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And now that we covered the chords and the strumming pattern, it's time for us to take a look at the form of the song and chord progressions. and the song only has two chord progressions. One that we're going to use for the verses, the intro, and the other one is for the choruses. The solo section is basically those two chord progressions together. So it's just that. Let's start by taking a look at the chord progression of the verses, which is also what we're going to be using for the intro and the beginning of the solo section. And it's this one here. It's a 4-bar phrase. Really nice. It's the iconic intro of the song. Right? That's what we're going to be using for verses and for the intro. And that also happens in the beginning of the solo section. So we have a 4-bar phrase in which the first measure is D major. And for the second measure, we're going to split that measure in two halves. First half is going to be A major. Second half is G major. And then we have two full measures of D major. That's it, a 4-bar phrase. For the intro, we just played that one time. For the verses, we played that 4 times. And for the solo section, it begins with this chord progression played 2 times. But we're going to cover the solo section later on in this video. Let's practice now by plugging in the strumming pattern. But wait a second, we do need to cover that measure that we split in half with the A and the G. There are a couple options you can do here. To simplify, you can just play 4 strums down and you're going to be all set. So you start here. Let's take a look. You start with the D major playing the strumming pattern. 2, 3, and 4. And then when you head to the second measure, you can play quarter notes. So 2 on A, 1, 2, 2 on G, 3, 4. And then you head over back to the D majors and you go back to the strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you can also just keep playing the strumming pattern throughout this entire chord progression. The thing that you need to understand is that for A major, nothing changes because the beginning of the strumming pattern are 2 quarter notes. 1, 2, and when you get to the G, you're gonna play the 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. A couple options for you. You can use the strumming pattern across the entire chord progression and it will simplify because and then you don't change the rhythm. But if you need to simplify the quick chord change that happens on that second measure because we have to move from A to G quite fast because it's half of the measure for each one of those chords, you can just jump back to quarter notes and they actually do that on the song. So whatever you feel the most comfortable with, pick one of these strategies and practice. And then when you feel comfortable, you can try the other one. All right, I'm gonna be going back and forth. We're gonna play this chord progression here 4 times, so we really get to practice. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 That's it. You know, intro is 1 time, verses is 4 times, and we also use the same chord progression for the solo section. We play a couple times this chord progression. Well, let's take a look at the chord progression of the chorus. You do have 2 measures of G major on the first line, second measure of G major, and then you go back to D major, and then end that first line on D major. And on the second line, we have the iconic 5, which is A, moving to 4, which is G, and then on 1, which is D, and then another measure of D. And this second line here is super iconic on the 12-bar blues. So 1 measure of A on that second line, second measure is G, and and then we end this 8-bar phrase with 2 full measures of D major. See, I told you, if you don't understand what 4 or 5 or 1 is, or you don't know how to play blues yet, that's okay. That won't matter for you to be able to play this song, but I'm sharing that because if you already play the blues, it's important to see that there is a lot of things that they're drawing from the blues here to this song. That's why CCR is such a great band. They have fantastic songs, very bluesy. So, like I said, perfect for players of all levels, right? Well, let's practice by plugging in that strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. D, 2, 3, and 4. 2, moving to A. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and G. 2, 3, and back to B. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that we covered the chorus, let's just take a look at the solo, but you already know how to play all the parts that you need. The solo is just a combination of the chord progressions for the verses and also the one in the choruses. Take a look at it. See, you have here 3 lines. The first line is the line of the chord progression of the verses, but it's only repeated 2 times. You have that 1 measure of D major, and then you move to the second measure where you change from A to G on the second half, and then 2 full measures of D major. That whole thing gets repeated, and then you move to the next 2 lines, which is basically the chorus, which is what we just covered. You go to 2 full measures of G major, and then 2 full measures of D, and then we end with the iconic blues last 4 measures. Full measure of A major, full measure of G major, and 2 full measures of D. That's it. But just for the sake of having fun, let's practice the solo section. Let's play everything that we have here. That first line gets repeated, play that 2 times, and then we jump into the last 2 lines, just like the chorus. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 1, 2. Here we're repeating. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and moving to G. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and D. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. Here we go to A. 2, 3, and 4 to G. And ending on 2 measures of D. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now that we covered everything we need to know in order to play the song, it's that time of the video where we get the chance to put everything we learned together in the form of a playthrough demo, where I'm gonna go over a verse and a chorus. We already did the solo on the previous chapter, right? Well, let's start with the verse. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see a bad moon rising. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I see trouble on the way. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I see earthquakes and lightning. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I see bad times today. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, nice. I love that verse, but I love even more the choruses of this song. So let's do the chorus now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't go around tonight, but it's bound to take your life. 2, 3, and 4. There's a bad moon on the rise. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's a wrap for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot. And don't forget to check out our channel where you can find tons of lessons and tutorials on songs and other guitar and music related content. My name is David Cordero, and I'll see you guys on another video.